Right, we are back. So let's get things rocking here. Apologies if the microphone doesn't sound very good. Not really much I can do about that, unfortunately. There we go. Right, we're up and running. Okay, so welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. To quickly sort the problem that we had a minute ago, then we can get cracking. So we'll get rid of this. Awesome. Awesome. So everything's running as it should be. That's great. So guys, as you are very aware, we have not been live streaming every day, and we are going to be reducing the amount of streams that we do. But today is one of those days where we are streaming here on YouTube. So we're going to walk you guys through what we're looking at, how we're looking to trade today's market. Tape recorder quality. Okay, so we're starting off on AU, and we're going to be covering some of the points that we focused on yesterday when we were looking at the sell-offs on GJ and U-Shift. Now, today we have seen price pushed down into the lows that have been created, so we will actually get the demonstration on. So you can see prices pushed down into the lows. Not showing anything super extraordinary in terms of what price is actually doing. Now, there is something that we will take note of, which is something important that you should also take note of, and that is where this is selling away from. Now, notice how it's selling away from this 4-hour high, which is also on a daily. Let me clear this off 1 second. On a daily, one of the higher volume areas where we've started to sell away from. Now, this 4-hour high holds a relative amount of volume because of the candle that was formed after it, meaning that the liquidity that sourced this was sitting at the high, right? So we've come up and we've taken this high out. Now, from this point, when we come down to the lower time frame, so like your 15, notice what's happening here in terms of the coloration. Look at the coloration of these candles, the way that we come to this point, and then we immediately start seeing high volume candles coming in. So it actually gave the cleanest reversal move that you could probably ask for in terms of an actual reversal, especially during Asia. Really, really clean move to where it is now. Again, we didn't take that. I'm not trying to showcase it to you in the sense of you coulda, woulda, shoulda. You guys know that anyway. But we have a very clear reversal there. So taking the same principle into consideration, come back to the 4-hour chart, and we now have this low, which again has relative high volume there, and we also have this low. If I can, there we go. All right, so when we come back to the 15-minute, look at what we've done here. We've taken this out, we've got high volume coming in. So if we now see price deliver a gap here, we can start trading that up into the highs above. We can start following that through with the momentum that is clearly being shown after contacting a high volume low to the left. So a really clear principle there of if a high or low has high volume that sits above the average level of volume, then the probability of a reaction there means, well, not the probability of reaction, sorry, but the probability of price playing with the reaction becomes higher. It's most likely going to continue in line with that. So a very, very clear principle to follow. Is there high volume off of the area that price is reacting? Yes. Is there high probability that price is going to deliver a reaction there? Well, that probability is always going to be down to the principle of, is there a reason for price to travel in a certain direction? Well, of course, we will follow the directional bias that's given to us by the Orion trading system. And if price action itself begins to deliver in line with that, then we can start to trade and say, yeah, okay, great. We'll follow this directional movement. So we'll just watch here and see what happens if anything decides to develop here. high volume's in, guys. We know the high volume's in. We can see it right here. If we pull up the news, we've got no news for the rest of the day. We had PPI at 12:30, continual jobless claims as well, and the average jobless claims. Apart from that, we haven't got anything for a little while. So we are good for the rest of the day in terms of high impact news, unless we have some sort of like meeting maybe. So just wait for that to play out. If it decides it wants to deliver, then that's all good. If it doesn't, then so be it. So how's everyone's week been so far? Like I said before, we're not live streaming every day on YouTube, so we will be only streaming every other day or something like that. Audio is probably not the best because I'm using my wireless headphones. I am trading from home today. Actually spent over an hour locked out of my house because my partner decided that she didn't need to take her keys and then shut the door behind me. So we were pretty much both stuck outside for a good hour. It was an interesting morning, to say the least. So AU running that low there. We are bullish on AU. Oh, also, guys, big announcement. Orion Daily Bias Indicator V1 is available completely free to anybody that would like to add it to their charts. Head over to the Pip Surfing Society TradingView account and you will be able to get it completely free. So I know a lot of people have been waiting for this. The wait is up. We are here and it is ready for you to use. So head over to the Pip Surfing Society TradingView page and get yourself the completely free daily bias indicator. No more staring at the charts, wondering what direction you should be trading in. No, with an instant, it also has built-in alerts, so that the alerts, as soon as the alerts go off, it tells you your bias has changed from bearish to bullish. So if you already have the daily bias indicator on your chart, then let us know. What's going on, Andre? Hope you're good, brother. Hope all is well. Back testing, nice. Using FX replay, I hope. Got a video call, guys. I'll be back in 2. Right, we're back. We're back. Right, we're seeing big sell-offs. Big sell-offs. We've got some sell-offs across the USD secondary pairs, which tells us that the USD is gaining strength. Um, if we mark this up right here, we'll go over to GJ. We actually had a really nice move yesterday on GJ. Let me see. Wait, this 1, 2, 3. We had a little sell-off on USHF as well from here. It'll push down into the low, but obviously this is correlating to the USD gaining strength as we stated. We do have a relatively high liquid point at the top of this move, so we'll see if price wants to get up into those. Let's see. So right now we are have signed up for it, so start to learn how it works. Yeah, it's really easy, mate. It's really easy. It's the same as TradingView, pretty much. Yeah, it's just really easy to use. I just need to turn the heating off. I'll be back in a second. Also gonna make a little coffee, I think. Flick the kettle on and that. If you're wondering how you can still hear me the same even though I walked over to the other side of the room, that's because I have wireless headphones in. I'm not carrying my laptop round. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, da-da-da-da-da. So go back over to Aussie and see what Aussie's doing. At the moment, nothing, but we'll see. We'll see. Remember, it's not about how quickly something happens, it's about whether it happens or not based off of what we're seeing. So at the moment, nothing too crazy going on. We're just sitting sort of mid-range on some of the JPY pairs. On the Euro to USD, we have run a high volume low here, so that's actually exactly the same as AU almost. We're just looking for that move to come in here. We're probably doing something similar. Yes, we are. Something similar here. Do we have any volume? Wait for it. Yes, we do. So it's exactly the same on GU, EU, and AU. Gold, we are bearish. Now we know that the probability of this running lower is not very high. Now, that does not mean that we're going to change what we look at in the market. It just means that we're going to keep in mind that unless a true ideal setup appears, we'll probably just sit on the sidelines and wait. Does anyone have any pairs that they're looking at currently? Just got new locks that unlock. We've locked myself out 3 times. Left phone in the house. Thankfully, Mrs. was inside. Dude, honestly, it was the biggest pain in the ass. Because all it was where I live in an apartment, my partner was like, "Oh, I'm going out. Could you just bring the baby down for me?" And I was like, "Sure," because obviously he's getting heavy now. So I was like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll carry him down." Carried him down, got to the bottom of the stairs, turned around, and she's literally shutting the front door. I'm like, "No," and at that point, it's too late. The door is closed, and I just went, "Told you, you should have brought your keys." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I need fuel, so what do you come with me, and then we'll come back, and someone will be in." I was like, "No, there's no way." There's like 4 or 5 different people that live in the apartment building, and not a single one of them is in. Obviously, they're in the rest of the time. It's such a pain. But yeah, like you say, it's kind of lucky. We haven't had to change the locks yet, luckily. I mean, I suppose if you live in a house, it's a bit different because no one else is gonna, have to come through. But I yeah, I mean, my mother has spare keys to our apartment, so we could have just waited for her, but it would have been a little while. And my son does have keys, but for whatever reason, he didn't take his keys to school today, of all days. Obviously, always the way. But I hope you're well, though, Carlos. Hopefully, we don't get locked out again. So we've got a high volume low and a high volume high sitting on both ends of this range. U-chef, high volume high, we're just looking for that to be ran. Also high volume low. Remember what we're looking at, Euro, GU, and AU, we're all looking for the same thing on these, which is an expansive move up after this high volume sweep down. We've had the high volume sweep down, now we're just looking for the move to the upside. If it comes, awesome. If it doesn't, we don't trade. Simple as that, right? A couple of really clean entries beginning of this week. This was yesterday. Didn't take it because the RR was too small, but it worked really nicely. So remember, guys, you can get your completely free copy of the daily bias indicator by heading over to the TradingView account, Pip Surfing Society, and finding the Orion Daily Bias V1. Or you could simply find the search bar on TradingView and search for Orion Daily Bias Indicator, and you will find it. It's right here. Get your copy of it today, completely free. Right, I'm just going to make that coffee, and I'll be right back with you guys. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. So we are actually developing our lower time frame system. We have been for some time now. We've obviously covered it a few times. I appreciate it, my dude. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Well, if you are an active trader or you're looking to learn, then this is the place for you. The live streams aren't daily anymore. They used to be daily, but we have a Discord with 2,700 people in it, so you can join that if you'd like. There's a link for that down below. We don't sugarcoat anything here. The streams aren't super adrenaline filled, but we do the same rule set every single setup. We follow the same trading system, and we actively do the same thing every day. So welcome, my friend, welcome. Do not hesitate to ask any questions, and just make yourself at home. It's the main thing. All we ask for in return is a little like, a little share, and maybe a comment here and there. So running the low that has high liquidity stored within it already. The same thing happened here on Euro, and the same thing happened here on AU. Now, if we go back over to the gold setup from yesterday, sorry, not the gold setup, the GJ setup from yesterday, we had the same scenario. So I'll just rewind and show you from here. So we have a high volume high, and remember we can see the high volume through the estimated order flow Orion indicator. Now you can of course see it manually. You don't need this indicator to see it, but we're making sure things are as easy as possible. Remember, we know what direction we want to trade in. So for us, it was very obvious what direction we wanted to follow. Now the bias has actually changed now. But yesterday, the bias was bearish. It can change obviously from session to session, but it takes at least 2 sessions of a consecutive trading direction before it changes direction. So we ran a high volume high right here. You can see when we come back down to the 15-minute that we had, again, high volume coming into here. We then came down and created our money out. That told us that if price comes back to this area, we are most likely going to see a sell move, following at the time the daily bias, following the principle that liquidity is being picked up from one end, dropped off, and shift into another direction, right? Now we also had the same thing. So if we come down to the 5-minute time frame, you can see the lower time frame relevance here, and you can see the way that we had high volume coming in again, and then we had a gap open up right here, and that would be your entry, which again is another really beautiful example of the same setup but on a different viewpoint. So really good in terms of an example right there. So far this trade is running relatively well. I know that there was a couple of members that took it. The RR on that is around 4.8, and why is it that we're going down to here? Well, if I turn our Orion indicator on, you can see this is the 4-hour low, so this becomes our point that we target. Remember, we always trade with the same principles, which is if Institute are creating highs and lows, we know that money has come into the market at this point and money has left the market at this point. If we revisit these areas and we see X, Y, Z in terms of our entry model, where will we expect price to take the next bunch of liquidity, right? We'd expect it to be the previous point. So we can then aim for the 4-hour, in this case, low, just as we did for the high. We've retrieved liquidity and then we're printing it back down through into the new area. Why is that? Well, if you're buying and selling items, are you going to sell them at a price you've sold them before? Or are you going to sell them at a loss? Well, you're going to sell them at a price you sold them before, right? So when we get to these areas where we know Institute has sold before, we can then look to follow that principle and move forwards in the same direction. So remember, depending on the time frame that you apply this system, it's not going to be an everyday trading system, but it's not designed to be an everyday trading system. It's designed to be a more of a consistent entry model that is given to you over the space of a week, a month, rather than it being something that's given to you every single day. Okay, what's the time here? Okay, so it's 1:30. Little while until New York session kicks in, which is great. That's what we want. Just delete this. Cool. Go back over to our AUD pairs. Back down to the 5-minute. Same thing happening here. Now, have we seen anything happen from here yet? No, we haven't. So at the moment, we're not doing anything. We're just sitting on the sidelines and watching. Remember, trading is all about being patient. It's all about being honestly, a picky guy. You don't want to be one of these people that just takes anything that's shoved in front of them. Use your understanding that not everything that is given to you is worth having. Not every single thing that is shoved in front of you at a restaurant is going to be good to eat. Just got a phone call, guys. Bear with me. Oi, mate. Just got off a phone call, guys. I haven't abandoned yous. Remember, these live streams are more for you guys to see what I'm looking at, to ask questions on stuff that you're possibly looking at, to just generally connect on a level that is going to allow you to sort of improve yourself from where you are already. So potential here for GU. We shall see. When I got some new tyres on the car this morning. It's got to be done. The tyres on my car are so freaking big. They're just like the chunkiest boys ever. Even the fitter was like, these tyres are huge. I was like, what can I say? I've got big tyres, mate. What can I say, eh? So we're going to be going over to the Discord relatively soon. If you want to join the Discord, then make sure you do that. Remember, guys, if you want your free copy of the Orion Daily Bias Indicator, head over to the Pip Surfing Society TradingView account and get your script today. Add it onto your charts and it will give you guidance every single day as to what direction you are trading in. You can also set it to give you an alert on any asset for whenever that bias changes. If you set an alert on it, it will tell you instantaneously on the close of that market, so for the next trading day, that you should be looking for bearish or bullish. It's visible on every time frame, so you can't possibly come onto those charts and be mistaken for what direction you should be looking to trade within. Remember, it's not a trading system on its own, and it should be applied with other confluences in mind, like the Orion trading system itself. Looking like some decent potential setups here. That's 100 coming right down towards this lower level here, so let's just watch it. Big volume coming in here as well. This week has gone so quick. I feel like it's been probably the quickest week so far this year. It's absolutely blasted this week. Remember, guys, a little thumbs up on this video is super, super helpful. A little share and a little follow. This month is half over already. I know, dude. Crazy. Literally crazy. Let's see, we've still got another 4.5 minutes here. So we are looking to bring even more confluence into the Orion system with some more indicators that are in the works currently. So let's just have a look. Okay, so still pushing up here with Euro. Nothing too crazy, but we are looking for that expansive move to the upside. If it comes, then awesome. If it doesn't, then we move to the next entry. Beautiful illustrations as always. It's part of the reason why these streams are so successful, because my drawing skill is just out of this world. Like, you can't comprehend the level of drawing skill that I have. Don't think you understand. So we got another 13 seconds. Let's go back to NAS here. Look at this. Here we go. Orion entry, Orion entry. That's Euro, GU. And AU? No, not AU. Right, on that note, I think we're going to wrap it up. We're going to head over into the Discord. If you are a member of the Discord, then make sure you join. If you're not, then head over to the Discord. Use the link down below, and I'll see you all in there. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all very soon. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that follow button, of course. Share the stream to somebody that you may find, well, you think may find it useful. And I'll see you all very soon, guys. Peace and love.